Franchise ownership or financial freedom. Next category. Can a franchise owner replace or exceed a corporate salary? Yes, absolutely. With a corporate salary, it's the worst kind of tax strategy, right? There's really not much you can deduct there as an employee, but as a business owner, you don't necessarily have to make as much to bring home the same amount of income. So, absolutely. What I will say is that treat your first year, if you can, as a builder year where hopefully you're making a profit and you're reinvesting all the funds in that first 6 to 12 months. And then from there, really growing exponentially where you have the team in place, the training, you understand the business, and then you can figure out what your role is in the business. But you can absolutely exceed. I've definitely exceeded my corporate salary, a lot of tax benefits, able to invest in a SEP IRA versus an employee 401k. And I can put away over $70,000 a year as opposed to a FA, which is off the top of my head, maybe 24 or 25,000. A lot of different advantages. Don't expect that to be immediate. It's going to take some time for the business to get up and running. How long does it typically take to become profitable as a franchise owner? I can't make an earnings claim. Follow-up question, can I be profitable the first year? Sure. Especially in those home service businesses that maybe have less cost, less build out, can get up and running. Sure, it can absolutely happen. I wouldn't say there's an average time frame. I don't want to kind of make that claim, but you can definitely be profitable your first year, depending on what it is. Some membership models maybe take a little bit longer to build up. You build the membership base the first year and you maybe start taking a profit the second year. Other jobs we've seen where it's big ticket, maybe it's a big restoration job. It could happen sooner. I'm not saying it will, but it could, given the size of these jobs and the profitability per job. Let's see, what else? How do franchise consultants help buyers find opportunities aligned with financial goals? Again, we want to make sure that the liquidity net worth, that's the numbers, right? There's no, well, it depends. The numbers are the numbers. So we want to make sure that we're looking at brands that you qualify for. The investment range, obviously, that's what you're comfortable with. We look at that and we talk about things like timeframes. If you were to quit your job and open up a brick and mortar or just say a gym, it may take you a year to get up and running, maybe less, but we'll call it 7 to 12 months to get up and running. Are you okay with that? If you are, you're probably not going to leave your job right away. You'll leave closer to when your gym's going to be built out. So it really depends on the financial goals. There are going to be brands that have higher margins, but we want to also consider what's the average unit volume per location, per market. We want to make sure the volume's there. When I was in the building service space, our margins were definitely a little bit lower than some of these other brands, but we made it up in volume. So lots of things to consider. And that's why when you have those validation calls, you can just say at the end of the day, all things considering, how much money can you realistically make per location or per territory, per market? Let's switch it up a little bit. Franchise discovery and the research process. What is the best way to conduct due diligence on a franchise opportunity? I would get clear on why do you want to own a business? You need to be crystal clear in answering that question. What are you trying to create? Because owning a business is not easy. There's risk. There's not immediate income. So get very clear. And I would work with a franchise coach or consultant that can help guide you through their experience, and maybe someone that has a background that's owned businesses that can talk from management, the P&L and things like that. That would be the best thing. I think too many people get sucked in and start looking at lists, and many of those lists are sponsored. Top franchise lists, they're sponsored, they're pay to play. Not all of them, but some of them are. I think it causes more confusion. I found the right franchise because they love the service, but they're not willing to do the role, or they love everything about it. The role's perfect and it's not registered or not available, sold out in the state. And that's where a franchise consultant is going to help you cut through all that noise and really narrow down in some industries and brands, but also some other ideas that you may not have thought of. There's 4,000 franchise companies out there in 70 plus industries. I truly believe there's a franchise for everyone. And if you could think of a business, there's a franchise. And if the franchise doesn't exist, it will soon to exist, given all the brands that we've seen today, even around AI, which is really cool. Hey guys, thanks for listening. I hope you're enjoying the show. As a thank you for being a valued listener, wanted to offer you a free copy of my book, Franchise Freedom. This book was written back in 2020, and it's my exact blueprint in helping you find that perfect franchise. I wrote it based off my experiences and wanted to pass that along to you. Want to chat today? You could book a call directly on our website, top right side of that screen, and you can schedule a 20-minute call. We'll dive into if a franchise is a good fit, help you get qualified, and figure out what that perfect franchise match may be. So I hope you take me up on my offer. Once again, Franchise Freedom. Download the book today for free or book a call with me directly, and we'll help you bypass all that information you find online. Most importantly, figuring out if a franchise is the right fit, and then figuring out what that perfect franchise looks like. So thanks again for listening to the show. And back to the show. What information do I need to prepare for before speaking with a franchise consultant? I'd get clear, just a couple things, not a lot. Get clear on why you want to own a business and what's your current situation, what's working, what's not working. Do you not like your job? Is it just to diversify the income? And then do a high level financial audit. Not every account, but what do you have in retirement, non-retirement, cash in the bank, equity in the home, the 401ks, and this is everything. Investments. If you own some, I own some real estate syndication. Put that on there. Not saying you're going to use the money, but those numbers can be used to meet the financial qualifiers. A funding company will dive much deeper, but getting the house in order and that information in order is super helpful. And also letting the family know. If you're married, letting your spouse know, the kids know that you're doing this. You don't want to surprise them later and kind of tell them why you're doing this. And that's really to create time and financial freedom, right? I don't want to miss any more of your soccer games. So we're doing this so that we are better prepared and have a business in place. Understanding, again, it's not immediate in that first year is to build a year, but we're doing this to never miss a game. That's the life I built. And I have never missed a soccer game. And my son has played soccer from the age of 14 to 18. So those are some big wins. My daughter haven't missed back in the day, dance recital, Girl Scout, or any event. She's in swimming now. I've never missed an event. So those are some things to consider. All right. How does GG, the franchise guide buyers through the franchise discovery process? We have an right fit intro call, figuring out if franchise may be a good fit. We send out a questionnaire gathering some additional info so that when we dive into our second call, it's an hour of let's go through what this ideal business looks like, from the location to the investment to the role and everything in between. Let's figure out funding. If you haven't had your funding call with Benetrends or whatever funding partner, we'll go through funding options. You'll be able to ask some questions, address any concerns so that we have a good understanding of what this ideal business looks like. Not the widget, not the brand or the service, but what the model looks like. Few employees, smaller investment under $300,000 that can be run from home. Great. Let's see what's available in your market. The trick there is having the calls with the brands and contrast different industries. And then we assist by being on weekly calls and offering support. Maybe you're stuck between brands, what to do next. Should I attend the next discovery day? And we talk about that as part of our coaching. How are you able to not charge for your services, or is there a fee? And the answer is yes, there is a fee, but the franchise companies pay us that fee. Just like a real estate agent or executive recruiter, we're paid a referral fee. Doesn't affect your investment. They hire individuals like myself in order to bring them great qualified candidates that understand franchising, have gone through an education process, and where we spent a couple hours before even bringing up brands. So no cost to you and no catch. There's a couple questions around fees.
Now you know the discovery process and how consultants get paid. But what specific things should a corporate executive look for in their first franchise? And how do you pick the right consultant when there are hundreds out there? Giuseppe shares his unfiltered take next.